This is the Padua Podcast Network.
Running a Fever, episode 308.
Shattering the Yo-Yo.
The Foot Doctor. Previously on Running a Fever.
I'd actually already had my vitals taken earlier that day because it was biometrics check-in day. Blood pressure still low, and I've lost another inch off my quote-unquote waist, what the company calls a waist. Well, I'm easily within the limits on everything now, so I'll get my full benefit from insurance if I stay the same and get better. Now, this is the first time that I've seen a podiatrist. Get a job that provides you insurance, or get access to insurance somehow, or just make tons and tons of money so you don't need insurance, but get your medical care. It's expensive, it's inconvenient, but it's worth it. It's worth it if you want to live a long time and live a good, healthy, active life. And so the doc came in, it was really all very anticlimactic. Asked if I wanted to have them shipped off. Well, of course I do, He said sometimes older people, they just don't care, they're just gonna live with it anyway. I don't know if you can live with it. I guess you got to live with it until it gets to the point, because this has probably been going on for me for years. If you're old, don't give up. Get done what needs to be done. Compared to having your toenails ground down, taking a pill for 4 months is just no big deal. And if you can afford the doc, you can probably afford the medication. And while he was in there, it's like the only time I'll ever see a podiatrist. What about these corns, which my doctor had diagnosed years earlier? So he looked at the corns, he told me about the surgery that you can have if there's a protruding bone, and they can grind it down, but they have to split your foot open and take out that section with the corn, and they grind down the bone, and they sew it back up together again. I'm guessing I would be out of commission for a while with something like that going on in terms of exercise of any kind. Certainly walking, running, and it just doesn't bother me that much. Surgery is a different thing, because when you have surgery, there's always risks involved. Of course, there's risks of medication too. I don't think I'm conflicting myself when I say it's not that big. It rarely bothers me. Of course, he gave me another percentage on it, 60% of people, it's good for the rest of their lives or something. I don't know.
Hello, my name is Michael Davis. Welcome to Running a Fever, the podcast about fitness, diet, and medicine. All I want to do is live a long, healthy, happy, active life right up to the very end. And I want that for you too. If you want that, then you're in the right place. We'll get there together. Perhaps you've heard me talk about how I can't exercise, walk, etc. lately, and I've wondered why. I suppose this is a good time to say that I've been seeing the podiatrist again. Last year, I came in with the callus, and I was calling that a corn back in episode 72, which is the one you heard at the beginning of this podcast episode. A procedure he recommended, short of serious surgery, I had in January, since I wanted to wait until I had a fresh deductible. It's that whole insurance thing. By the time I got in to see him for the procedure, I had the tendon issue that I've had in the past. And I did recover from it. Actually, there is a video. Unfortunately, I don't have that, but there will be a link in the description to the video of me standing there in my boot from a previous episode. I believe that was in 2018. So we started working on that as well. The symptom is just pain during walking as I lift my back foot. The problem is that I have a bone spur. They gave me an x-ray in the office just of my foot, and he showed me a lot of extra bone in various parts of my foot, not causing me any problems. But the heel is my problem. It's just inflamed right there where the Achilles tendon is attached. And he told me that tendon is the largest in your entire body. And I know from past experience, tendons take a really long time to heal. So I'm trying to do what the doctor tells me. So the first thing was to give me a steroid prescription and some exercises. Honestly, I didn't really do the exercises, unfortunately, but I took the pills and not much changed. So I went back in for the follow-up to my callus procedure, which was just taking out a chunk of the callus in the same way they take biopsies. The next step in fixing my Achilles problem was to give me 2 hip shots. That's when you get a shot in each side of your butt. One was a steroid and one was a powerful anti-inflammatory. I also got more pills, which are kind of a supercharged Aleve, Celebrex, whatever kind of thing. So we'll see how it goes. One thing for sure, with all these anti-inflammatories, I have none of the usual aches and pains that I experience of just, being 56 years old and, trying to move around and not being as active as I should be. That's the main thing. But I don't feel all those usual aches and pains. But, I don't know what's happening to my liver, putting all these drugs in my system. Probably not a good idea. But, if it helps me heal quicker, then that's what I want. In any event, the important thing is that I am taking action on my problems, getting treatment and diagnosis from somebody who really knows their stuff. And by the way, my podiatrist has over 30 years experience. I mean, just to look at the guy, you can just tell. Everything is routine. He's seen it all before. He's seen everything before. Although, this is not something for me to be proud of, but when he looked at my x-ray, he said, I don't think I've ever seen anyone with this much extra bone in their foot. I had little extra pieces of bone all over my foot. But, they don't bother me. But anyway, he knows his stuff. Everything's he just knows. And he can tell me with anything, he can tell me, well, there's a, 50% chance this is going to work. There's an 80% chance this is going to work. If it doesn't work, we'll go to this. We'll go to this. He's got a whole plan. He just knows it all. So he knows what he's doing. That's why I'm coming to him, If you wanted to know about cloud engineering, you'd come to me because I really know that stuff. But I don't know anything about podiatry. So that's why this podcast is not just about exercise or diet, but medicine as well. It's just as important. So I hope you've enjoyed this and gotten some benefit from it in your journey of happy, healthy activeness. And I'm looking forward to getting better. And if you don't have the fever, catch it. And if you have the fever, keep it. And I will talk to you next time on Running a Fever.